Shalom, shalom, shalom lakam, which is peace unto you all. Ha'e rab tawab la atam za'ach yakam yawam man chagadol Charlotte, which is good evening. This is your brother Yawan from the GMS camp in Charlotte. Nachamatam kaya hamalakwat hashamayim kwara, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call layim la abanawa Yahweh bahasham Yahweh shai bahasham rocha kwadashwa mashana la zakwanim na wa malakam shal rochagadol, which is our praises to our Father Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahasham, in the name Yahweh Shai, delivers in double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. This is an article on Natural News. It says AI to replace millions of jobs by 2030. WEF report warns, which is dated the 17th of January 2025. You see, but it's still a current topic or in current events. But I'm going to read down. It says AI could replace millions of jobs by 2030, with 41% of companies planning workforce reductions due to automation, which they had about, they've been cutting like federal jobs, governmental jobs, and then I believe places like Walmart, I believe 1,200 Walgreens stores just shut down, so there's been a lot of job cuts, all right, both in the civilian sector and also, the civilian sector, and then like the federal sector, governmental things as such, Department of Defense. But it says creative and knowledge-based roles, including graphic design and legal secretarial work, are increasingly at risk for AI advancements, while 77% of businesses aim to reskill employees. AI's rapid growth threatens to widen economic inequality and fuel social unrest, you see. But it says 77% of businesses aim to reskill employees. That's going to cost more money, you see, which this country already does not have. But it says AI's rapid growth threatens to widen economic inequality and fuel social unrest. We're in the times of, that going on. It says ethical concerns arise as AI lacks moral reasoning, raising risk of bias, errors, and misuse in critical sectors like healthcare and law enforcement. So AI, it doesn't have morals. All right, it goes off of black and white. All right, this is what's going on, or that's what's going on. You see, that's pretty much the standpoint on that. So that's going to create social unrest as well. But it says, which is, I'm gonna continue on in that point right there. It says raising risk of bias, because it's going to be just black and white. It says errors and misuse in critical sectors like healthcare and law enforcement. So pretty much, Jake gonna be getting gunned down, because Jake is just Jake. Where they have, police dogs that can pretty much discriminate. But it says the WEF advocates for human-machine collaboration, but experts warn that AI's pace may outstrip current predictions and societal readiness. It says the WEF has issued a warning that artificial intelligence is poised to replace millions of human jobs by 2030, with 41% of companies worldwide planning to downsize their workforce as automation takes over. It says the findings detailed in WEF's Future of Job Report 2025 reveal a transformative shift in global labor market, with roles ranging from postal clerks to graphic designers at risk of becoming obsolete. While the WEF touts the potential for human-machine collaboration, critics argue the report underestimates the speed of AI advancements and societal upheaval that could follow. Which that's gonna happen, you see, because not a lot of people are ultimately with this new system. So it's gonna be a lot of uproar. It's gonna be a lot of civil unrest. So let's get that real fast. Zah second Izarah. This is Esdras chapter 15, and we'll get verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." I'm sorry, in verse 15 it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." All right, going into that civil unrest, during the times of the vid, ultimately, with civil unrest then, you see, but civil unrest is going to continue to increase. All right, where you had, those strikes with the docks. All right, it'll be strikes, with different jobs, because a lot of people getting laid off, and people that have, degrees and stuff like that, what used to work in America, Babylon Great, no longer works. You see, so um, people are no longer competing, all right, with this new system that Esau wants to bring in. You see, and that's essentially what's going to cause, the civil unrest. All right, it's going to fuel some of that civil unrest. And it says, and swords in their hands. All right, modern day sword is the gun, pretty much a killing instrument. So it's going to be a lot of the murder rate is going to go higher. You see, in North Carolina, they pretty much, to concealed carry, they proposing a bill to where to concealed carry you don't need a CCW anymore, concealed carry weapons permit. So crime is going to increase. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. With sedition goes into insurrections, violent insurrections. It says they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Or they're not going to be cognizant. They're not going to care about the leaders of the country, the state, or whatever city that they're in. It says, in the course of their action shall stand in their power. So people are going to be doing whatever it is that they please. All right. So going back, it says, where's that? It says AI is not just automating repetitive tasks, but also encroaching on creative and knowledge-based professions once considered secure. Jobs most at risk, it says the WEF reports, identifies several roles most vulnerable to automation, including postal service clerks, executive secretaries, which a lot of the secretaries is Eve. It says in payroll clerks, Eve. It says creative professions like graphic designs, legal, secretarial work are also under threat, as generative AI tools like ChatGPT can now produce original content, draft complex documents, and replicate creative processes with minimal human input. This shift threatens to erode the middle class, exacerbate economic inequality, and fuel unemployment and social unrest. And that's what we can see headed on the horizon. All right. It says, while AI is displacing millions of jobs, it is also creating demand for new skills. Nearly 70% of companies plan to hire workers with AI design expertise, and 62% intend to recruit employees skilled and working alongside AI. This suggests that the future workforce will be divided between those who adapt to AI and those left behind. It says Patrick Wood, editor of Technocracy News, argued that the WEF's vision downplays the harsh realities of AI-driven disruption. He pointed out that AI has doubled its capabilities in recent months, suggesting that the report's prediction for 2030 may already be outdated, which I believe it is outdated, if I understand that correctly, because pretty much I believe we seen that with China. They got another version of ChatGPT. It says the rapid integration of AI into critical systems raises significant ethical concerns. Automated systems lack the moral reasoning and empathy required for nuanced decision-making, increasing the risk of bias, errors, and lack of accountability in fields like healthcare, finance, and law enforcement. Moreover, the concentration of AI development in the hands of a few corporations and governments heightens fear of misuse, surveillance, and control. Big brother, It says the displacement of workers is expected to fuel mass poverty and social unrest, particularly as industries scramble to adapt to AI's relentless march forward. Goldman Sachs estimates that AI could replace the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs globally, with Wall Street alone projected to lose 200,000 jobs in the next 3 to 5 years. All right, and that's a lot of people. It says a tool, not a replacement. Despite the alarming predictions, the WEF emphasizes that AI should be viewed as a tool to support human work rather than replace it entirely. Human-machine collaboration is the buzzword, with the report highlighting the continued importance of human-centered skills. Yet, as AI continues to advance, the line between augmentation and replacement grows increasingly blurred. For workers, the message is clear: adapt or risk obsolescence. I believe they say obsolescence. I think it says, as Avitul Balwit, chief of staff at AI startup Anthropic, bluntly said, I stand at the edge of a technological development that seems likely should it arrive to end employment as I know it. It says the WEF reports serve as both a warning and a call to action. While AI promises progress, its unchecked advancement could deepen societal divides and undermine democratic freedoms. The challenge lies in ensuring that AI serves humanity, not the other way around, which it will be the other way around, because pretty much, or excuse me, so AI serves humanity, which pretty much AI is going to pretty much going to run is pretty much going to run things. All right, right here it says Israel uses Palestinian territories to test its surveillance and population control technology. So pretty much Esau is going to be using that to ultimately run his society. All right, it's going to go into his enterprise. So I'm going to get a couple precepts and I'm going to close it out. But Zatah this is Psalms chapter 21. All right, and we'll get verse 8. It says, thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. All right, which the right hand is Yahweh Shai. Essentially, Esau Edom is being put on that. The scope is being put on him. Pretty much he's being exposed. So it says, thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men, because ultimately, the hegemonies of Esau Edom are going to be destroyed, all right, and those that remain of Esau Edom are going to be, rounded up for slavery. Scriptures say that there is a great sacrifice in the land of Idumea, which Idumea is the Greek way to say Edom, which is you so-called white people. All right, and that slaughter is going to happen in America, Babylon, the Great, predominantly. It's going to be a great slaughter in this place. All right, and it says, thine hand shall find out all thine enemies, thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. Which the scripture say, if his seed be multiplied, it is for the sword. All right, it says, for they intended evil against thee, they imagine a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. You see, in which this word for device, all right, mazama, and it says purpose, discretion, device, plot, purpose, devices. It says a plan. All right, new world order. All right, order goes back to some type of plan. It says wickedness, council. All right, going into the G7 summits. All right, the different summits that they had. The Davos meetings. It says prudence, craftiness. It says devising of snares, malice. All right, so pretty much what Esau Edom is doing, he's working malice. All right, because ultimately, what this is going to lead to, all right, is going to be that charagma. You see, but I also want to get this as well. Zayashaya, this is Isaiah chapter 19, and we'll get verse 15. And it says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And that's pretty much, where this place is. There's no work for Egypt. All right, since around 2020, job cuts have been very prevalent. All right, in the last couple of days, DJ Trump has been he been cutting jobs left and right. That's pretty much what they've been doing, because they want to move over to that new system. All right, they're cutting down the jobs and they're replacing people with the AI. All right, and then they're going to come in with that UBI. All right, so I'm gonna also get this Zakwahalat. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. So it says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. All right, so we want to remember the Lord. All right, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, Israelites, want to remember the Lord. All right, when the time in the select time, because this word right here for youth is Bachar. It goes back to Bachar, and that's the choicest time. So the choicest time, to remember the Lord is when we first hear this word. All right, it says, while the evil days come not. All right, before Jacob's trouble come, we want to get it while the getting's good, so to speak. So it says, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw not, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right, so the keepers of the house, eco goes back to house. No me goes back to excuse me, economy goes into the keeping of the house. All right, which I believe eco goes into to keep. No me goes into house, or some of that effect. But I do know that economy goes into the keeping of the house. You see, so the economists, okay, they're looking at this place on the horizon. You see, and understandably, how it's looking for them. All right, the economy isn't looking good. It's looking very grim as far as the economy. There's nothing that they can do to save this place. You see, so the best thing Edom feels as if that he has to do is, to come in with that karagma, you see, which he's going to get, a decent amount of people karagma'd up, you see, but he's not going to get the elect. All right. But it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. All right. And what's the grinders are ceasing, because ultimately job cuts it's a lot of jobs being cut. And it says that those that look out of the windows be darkened, you see, because there's no hope for this place. All right, when we look at this place spiritually, morally, economically, all right, figuratively, literally, all right, this place is being devalued, or being demoralized. It's becoming more and more dangerous, you see. So that's pretty much the days that we headed into. We're heading to the time of Jacob's trouble, you see, and this kingdom is essentially going down. All right. And it's coming by means of, this man trying to push forth his NWO, all right, in conjunction with that AI, all right, and that's all going to lead to, all right, that karagma. It's all going to be intertwined together, you see. So, I just wanted to go into that. Adawar Tazaza Banaya Palu what that was a beautiful edification through the spirit. Wa Adawar Taza Atam Yash Layla Tawab, Lord's will. You have a good night. Wa Shalom Lakam, which is peace unto you all. Shalom, shalom.